inside his own 10. Let's see what he gets. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Tigers offense will start this game off. And are we ever lucky to see these two great quarterbacks in action here today? And Jesse, it won't be long before we'll see them squaring off on Sunday.
Yeah, these guys can both stress the defense for similar reasons, and we've seen it all year long, right? Both guys have tremendous arm talent, and both guys can hurt you running the football as well. So these defenses are really going to have to be careful with how they try and defend these two quarterbacks, David. This one could come down to which guy has the ball last.
Yeah, which is really, really cool. A big showdown. They know what's on the line. Man, these are two huge names. You know, brand versus brand. Big-time baller versus big-time baller. Trying to come out on top. Yeah, defenses, I feel bad for them. That's not what this is about. This is about the QBs.
They created a lot of breathing room with that first play of the drive. Now first down from the 39. The give to the Mac. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And there was no space, nowhere to go. That play went absolutely nowhere.
Sometimes you just need a dude to show up and make a play, and he did.
Sometimes you just need to block that dude, and they didn't.
Snagged out of the air. And he's brought down after a nice gain. That was a nice pickup, running the drag route and finding that quiet, soft spot in the zone.
Yeah, drag routes not only work against man coverage, they work against zone too. If you can find the soft spot and the quarterback gets it to him early, he can turn upfield, and you saw that right there.
Looking to throw on first down. Fired just a little too long as the junior frustrated he missed that connection. Backed up now, here's second and long. From the gun, to give, looking for room. Pick up of 5, it'll be third down and 5. Trying to pick up a first down. Out of the shotgun on third down. That was almost picked off, and what a disaster that would have been to throw a pick on the opening drive. Instead, it's fourth down.
Oof, you got to be careful if you're the quarterback there. Third down, you know, you see a lot of exotic coverages by the defense. That time they played zone, and he tried to force that football into a real tiny window. He's lucky that one wasn't picked off.
Wants to adjust the pattern. On fourth down, trying to find his man. Catch in the middle, it's caught.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that fourth down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
Wants to throw on first down. He uncorks a bullet to the right. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, LSU! Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times, touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
They're on it. They recover the onside kick, and they get it right back.
Well, it's one thing to be aggressive. It's another thing to be greedy, and that's what they're doing now. They've got the lead, and they're like, no, we're still going to go onside kick this thing and try to maintain possession and just not give you the ball back. And that's exactly what they did. They go out, they execute, they have it, and they're trying to add insult to injury.
Wide receiver going in motion. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game.
Delay of game, offense.
So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. single back formation, and they give it to him. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40. Working well behind the sticks on second down. He'll run it again. Fighting off the defender. They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays. How about that tough, hard-nosed running? Rich legacy of that at LSU. Reminds me of Charles Alexander.
And unfortunately, I was a part of that legacy, Reese, on the other side when Justin Vincent rushed for over 200 yards in the SEC championship game. And that's what you see LSU. That's what I've always thought of watching them growing up. And you watch the way they run their offense. Usually, it starts with the physicality in the game.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Trying play action. Fires to the wideout. Wide open downfield. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
What a start for this offense throwing the ball. I love how they've come out in this game, and they've been aggressive. They've already scored a touchdown, and here they are taking another shot and getting a big play. If you're on defense, you have got to find a way to slow this quarterback down.
Fires to the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. Snagged in the end zone to give them 6.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing that he's going to sit down when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
The Tar Heels offense will go to work for the first time. Last week was a tape they'd rather just put right in the dumpster and forget about it. David, how does a guy bounce back from a game like the one he had last week?
Well, hopefully he burned that tape, because that was not pretty. That was not what they're wanting to do, man. Just turning the football over, not enough productive plays. And so how do you bounce back? How do you get started in this football game? Jesse, make it easy. Get him in a rhythm. Don't make it very complicated. Don't give him a chance to turn it over again. You don't need to put this losing streak to another digit in the column.
Yeah, I agree. I think there was 2 big things. I think, one, he was just pressing. He was trying to force the big play to happen when there were other completions to be had. So he's just got to do a better job being patient. And I think the guys around him also have to step up as well. They need to run the football. They need to get that controlled passing game going on early to get into a rhythm, as you said, to help this guy get into a good headspace here early and turn the page from what happened the last time.
They've got to come out. Big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming. The Tar Heels will line up to punt it away. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. And a precision punt there will pin them deep inside their own 10-yard line. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They've been firing on all cylinders, touchdowns on each of the first 2 drives, and they'll try to make it 3 for 3. If you want to look on the bright side, at least you can pile up a bunch of yards if you can move the ball, because it is a long way to the end zone. Looking to throw on first down. Grabbed in the middle, it's Hills. He stopped just a chain link or 2 away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. And the Tigers come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on first down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion. The shortest throw on the field for a quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
Defense, man, you got to go low, and you got to chop that tree down, right? Go with the legs, take the legs out from underneath them so he can't continue to churn those puppies out and get extra yards after contact like he did there.
Wants to go up top on first down.
Man, it's so important when you play QB. I got to know when to put some air on it, and I got to know when to rocket that thing in there. Work in the middle of the field. He knew he needed the rocket. Threw it in there. Great job, great catch.
Give to the running back. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. The Tigers will hustle for the line. They're going to go to the air on third and short. And here comes the heat. At home, and they get him at the 21.
And they get to the quarterback and get the sack. That's a big emphasis for this defense. They saw a week ago, this offense gave up 3 sacks. They need to get to him early and often and create some indecision. Nice job getting a sack early in this football game.
Can you believe this? The offense is going for it on fourth down. Quarterback making adjustments. On fourth down, looking to pass. Gives him the tough step off. And they'll get enough for the first down, and that's how things will come to a close here in the first quarter. Guys, LSU has the lead here. And they jumped out to that edge early. As we wrap up the first, let's take a quick look at our game stats. They've got a first down here to open the period. To the air on first down. Quick completion on the out. Finally forced out of bounds. Maybe a step shy of midfield. They'll mark it at the 49.
At the pace this guy's going at right now, this could be a record-setting type day. This could be a game for the ages for this dude. He already has 2 touchdowns, picks up that first down. This is still the first half, guys. What is this guy capable of doing the rest of the game? We're going to find out.
The Tigers with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Looking to fire. Gets it out fast. Crosses the 30, he's got away. He's finally stopped, but not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18. They built this offense around finding mismatches and just get the ball to the back and let him do his thing.
Yeah, it didn't have to be long down the field. Like it threw it right near the line of scrimmage, but you know I got a guy, when he gets in space, he can make big plays happen. Nice decision by the QB.
He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. How important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
They feed him again. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line?
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run in that play right now.
Long drive continues as the offense keeps working the ball down the field. On third and long, he has to throw for it. And into the end zone. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Tigers. No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead.
They have have been road warriors here in this game, coming into a tough environment, but in all three phases, they have been absolutely dominant. Their defense is not allowed a point, and the offense is going up and down the field, and they score another touchdown here before the end of the first half.
Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. Looking for an alley from inside his own 20. Finds just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. They're looking at a 21-point hole. There's still time to do some work, but there's also no time to waste. Bunch formation for these receivers. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
In football, you hear the term, good, but don't hurt. And you can tell when you run these RPOs, the QBs want to make that decision quick. And I think he hurried it a little bit too much. Got the ball out quick, but obviously was inaccurate with his pass.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. The play action fake. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Turning it off. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down. And the Tar Heels racing to the line in the hurry up. Off play action on first down. And the quarterback will take a sack back to the 36.
The defense just simply not fooled by the play action. Oftentimes as an offense, you're hoping the run fake's going to slow down those pass rushers, but man, oh man, they had their ears pinned back.
The Tar Heels have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Wants to go up top. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. And this defense has maxed out this pressure. Another sack.
Well, this guy's become a bit of a problem for opposing offenses. In their last game, he had 2 sacks, and he's dominating again, getting his first sack in this game now. He right now is wrecking people's game plans, and this offense better find out how to slow him down.
Not going to take a chance to grab that one as it bounces out of bounds. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Well, the last time they had it, the long field didn't bother them in the least, and they'll try to do it again. Running backs on either side of the quarterback. Offense changing the play. A little too anxious along that offensive line. That'll be a false start.
False start on offense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Oops, someone moved just a bit early, and the offense is going to pick up a penalty.
False start on offense.
That penalty will back them up some more, half the distance to the goal. Motion from the wide receiver. From the gun, running back gets to give. He's loose at the 15. Chain gang on the move. It'll be a first down at the 29. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Tigers come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. Makes the grab. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The The Tigers can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Back to pass. Quickly complete. Makes the stop at the 49, but not before he gets in plus territory, gets 15 and a first down. The magic bean is spinning out of control. Already over 200 yards in the first half.
Yeah, they're being aggressive offensively, throwing the football, trying to take advantage of this defense on the back end. They've got their quarterback right now in a groove.
He throws back to the left side. Hits him inside the 20, still going. Shoved out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 15-yard line, and this offense is doing work.
And that is such an accurate throw. It's one thing to do it from the pocket when you have your feet set underneath you, but when you can get outside, off schedule, on the move, and throw a dart like that, that is just big time, and the offense gets a huge explosive play.
Now from inside the red zone. He's got it on the move. Touchdown LSU! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board.
I think there were a lot of doubters that wondered how this team was going to be able to handle this environment and whether or not they could find success early in this game. They have proved all of those. Wrong. They have been dominant in every phase, on offense, on defense, and on special teams, and they are piling it on here early in this game on the road.
Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. They've sputtered a bit early, not being able to move the football, having to punt it away each of the first two times they had it. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Fires deep on the run. Intercepted deep in his own end. No room to return, but no problem after making a play like that, and they'll have it at the 25.
Well, we know these are slick conditions today in this game. Wide receiver just didn't seem to really get a good grasp on the ball when it hit his hands. Didn't stick right away. There was a bit of a bobble, and because of it, the defense able to come away with the pick.
They go to the ground. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
And I kind of running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. We're at the 2-minute timeout. They've built a big lead, and they'll try to pile on a little more before the break. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go?
Your game to win, offense.
Off play action. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22. chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Grabbed over the middle. It's Hill.
Holding. Offense.
A very productive play until it was wiped out by that penalty, and they'll go back to work. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. He's looking downfield to throw. Makes the catch. It's caught. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
Well, this guy's having a day. It doesn't matter where he's lined up or what routes he's running. He just seems to always be getting open, and his quarterback is taking notice. He's looking his way. Nice job there, throwing in time, getting it to him in space and allowing him to go to work. This is turning into a very nice statistical day for this wide receiver. Well, offensively, they knew they were going to have some matchups they could take advantage of in this one, and all of a sudden, this quarterback has now over 300 yards passing in the game. Defensively, David, he has got them on their heels.
And he's been showing you a little bit of everything. He can throw it all over the field.
Space. Past the 10. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Tigers. What an explosive eruption into the end zone by this running back.
And this back does it a lot. That he makes big plays. When you can make big plays like this, it makes everybody's job easier. Oh, we can play action. Oh, we can throw it. But it starts with the run game, and this guy's setting everything up.
Takes it inside the 25. Chance for great field position. He's brought down after a good return, gets it out to the 31. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. Boy, they've been caught in a buzzsaw here in the first half, but maybe a chance to carry some momentum into the break here.
It all comes down to this drive right here, Reese. Obviously, this offense hasn't had everything go right for them.
And the rush will get to him at the 25. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
They'll immediately call timeout.
You run the slant route day one, and this is something that the quarterback and the wide receiver has done 100 million times out there on the field in the offseason. I see man-to-man coverage. I know I can run the slant. Boom, stick my foot in the ground, throw it, completion to my wide receiver.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Takes the easy completion. Stop is made at the 35-yard line. It'll be a 4th down. Timeout call by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. And the Tar Heels will punt this one away. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. He will not make a fair catch. Field the punt and bring it back. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They've got time, they've got the lead, and David is sort of like a doctor. First, do no harm.
Do no harm, but also momentum is hard to create and sometimes hard to stop. You have it, so Jesse, don't do anything stupid to create some momentum for the other side.
I think a lot of this comes down to your quarterback and whether or not he's making good decisions in this game. If yes, be aggressive. If not, let's just take the lead into halftime and get ready for the second half.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Here's the snap, ready to cut one loose. He's going to let it go. Makes the grab deep. They get him out of bounds. Couple of yards short of midfield. They'll mark it at the 48, and this offense is rolling. That's the way to open a drive. Now they'll put it in play just shy of midfield. Looking downfield on first down. Unloads to the wideout. That's reeled in. It's Cox. They get him on the ground. Late in the half, they have the first down at the 41.
And this is good news for the offense here because they've got their Heisman caliber receiver in a bit of a groove. Back-to-back catches. The defense has no answer for him. I would keep force-feeding him the football because he's catching fire right now.
Man, it's nice to have a quarterback that can do this. Last week, he was unbelievable. This week, even better. This dude is absolutely on fire, in the zone, feeling it, using the whole field, doing whatever he wants, when he wants, how he wants.
Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver is going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
Now facing a 3rd and long. Quarterback may change this route. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. He's got an open man. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. And once he got away from the knee, they had no shot at catching it.
And with that score, this thing is getting ugly. This offense has had their way, and not only have they had their way, now they finish the half like you're supposed to, scoring the football, building on their lead. This defense is going to have to go into half and find some answers.
On the move from inside his 5. And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. Enough time to get off a play before we head to halftime. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Shut down in the backfield again, and that might do it here in the half. And what a way for this defense to wind up the quarter. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Content to run out the clock, the quarterback takes a knee. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Gentlemen, a magnificent broadcast so far there today in Chapel Hill. And talk about a first half of the dude in that backfield. That coaching staff has been giving rave reviews on a weekly basis. And through 2 quarters today, he's been a complete game changer. He's breaking the will of this defense, and that's something that's just very tough to quantify.
Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do. North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. What could go wrong did in the first half, and they start this 3rd quarter at the bottom of the mountain.
Man, that was bad. That was a frying pan to the head. That was a TKO. It was awful in the first half. Flush it. I got to start doing...
Oh, it's picked off. That's not the start they hoped for. Got room on the return. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. Caught over the middle. It's Hills. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Looking to fire. Throws to the wideout. Makes the play.
Well, there are a lot of offenses out there that would probably be a little bit more conservative when you've got a lead like this in the third quarter. But when you've got the playmakers these guys have at the skill positions throwing the football, you should keep airing it out, and that's exactly what they're doing now.
Looking to throw on first down. Fires to the wideout. He makes the catch. They make the stop at the 2, but he's got enough to give them a first and goal.
You can just see the command this guy has of the offense. He's been picking this defense apart, matriculating the ball down the field. He's now got him in the red zone. The goal line, I wouldn't be surprised if they just keep letting him throw it.
They use those back-to-back explosives to set him up first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he'll be stopped for no gain, still sitting at the 3-yard line.
Well, the defense was trailing going in at halftime, and I think they made some adjustments against the run. They want to slow this guy down. That's a really nice start to the second half if you're on defense.
They'll run it left, looking for the end zone here. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. They're going to run it. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, LSU. And at this point, they're just rubbing their noses in it.
There's nothing positive to be able to take away from this. You got beat down, you move on to the next game, start working on the next opponent. This one's over.
And he did get that extra point through the slippery surface, no problem. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. From inside the 15, here's the return. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. It's complete to the left. Showed off just about every move in the book, except the forward move. Stopped for a short gain.
The big fella, the tight end, the wide receiver in a tight end's body going up and making the catch.
It'll be 3rd and long. Looking downfield, it's Eakin. And he's all bottled up, and now it's first. The ball's loose. The offense somehow fell on it, and they'll retain possession. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The The Tar Heels decide to punt it away. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. And the ball will come to rest just inside the 40-yard line. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto... They're starting this drive with a massive lead, and they just want to finish strong. Offense in a bunch formation. Out of the chute, quick toss to the right. Now he's got room. The defense got caught that time, and they finally get him on the ground at the 41.
A lot of smiles right now on this offense. They've got a big lead, and they're just having fun out there. They're still throwing the football. These receivers are still getting open. Pass protection is still great. This quarterback's thinking to himself, man, I'm going to be padding my stats here in the second half of this game because everything we're dialing up is working.
Wants to throw on first down. Quickly out to the tight end. At the 20, he's got space. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
Man, this guy is an elite tight end. This guy is a dude. He keeps making plays like this. We're going to start comparing him to Brock Bowers and Kyle Pitts. The run after the catch, the big body, the athletic ability. He has it all.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Western Michigan is lighting up the scoreboard right now thanks to a dazzling offensive display. They're up by 21 over Georgia Southern. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business. Gentlemen?
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Gets him down at the 26. Big play there. Give him 15 yards on the gain, and they move the sticks. Down to the 26-yard line, and a first down. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Off the play fake on first down. Got his man quickly. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Oh, this defense wants to bring some pressure. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
You can just see the excitement this defense has every play. They're almost wishing this quarterback drops back to throw because they know they're going to get home to him. That's the 6th time they've registered a sack.
On third and long, no secret what he needs here. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. Now on fourth down, here comes the field goal team. He'll have to generate power and some accuracy. A 50-yarder from the left hash. He boomed it through. A 50-yard field goal showing off that powerful leg. So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3-spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut him down. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They've been dominant, and now they'll try to execute to their own standard. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32. LSU right back to the line. Second and short, maybe looking for a shot. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23.
Big objective for this defense coming into the game. Talking to coaches, we want to keep him in the pocket. We don't want him to use his wheels. He's fast, he's elusive, can make big plays. Nice job by the defense keeping him in the pocket and getting the sack.
Hey, I want to see your TD celebration.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Right on the money.
Holding. Offense.
A costly penalty wipes out that third down conversion, and now they'll back up and try it again. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on third and long. Movement on the offensive line. That's going to be a false start, and they'll walk it back.
False start. Offense.
Not much of a decision to make. There's the defense will move them back. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. Third and long, backed up inside their 20. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Unloads to the wideout. Working away. Across the 35, out of bounds at the 36, and a really good pickup as they're starting to move.
Matchup problem all season long. Defenses just don't know how to solve the puzzle. And with that last catch, over 500 yards receiving now on the year for him.
LSU getting set on 1st and 10.
Yo, it's not like we can freeze the defense. Come on, man. We gotta make a play here.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Finds his man. It's Cox. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
On the ground, it's Cobb. Past the first down marker and still running. Makes the tackle at the 46, but it's a 15-yard gain to get them into plus territory.
I'll tell you what, a few more runs like that, and defensively you start thinking more guys in the box, more big guys. I better stop this guy because he's unbelievable. Just a great job breaking off the big run, and the OC is going to give him the ball some more.
Got him downfield. Brings into the open. He's brought down the one. A play for this offense, and they'll have it at the 12-yard line.
Man, we knew coming into this game just how explosive this offense could be, and a big part of that is their ability to throw the football. They've scored a ton of points, and it's because they can generate plays like that. When this quarterback sees the one-on-one matchup he wants, he is not afraid to pull the trigger, and he hits a
touchdown Tiger, and they take it in for 6 more points. Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. If these guys wanted to make a statement has been delivered.
It's your job to stop it. Oh, don't run the score up. Well, do something about it. The defense has to step up and make plays. Obviously, they're not willing to do that, so just keep running plays and keep scoring.
And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. Looking to throw, it's Eakin. Using the quick game. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. And the Tar Heels can really attack on this 2nd and short. He'll keep it himself. Oh, he was in the backfield immediately. A 3-yard loss.
Yeah, and this offense, man, it's been a struggle bus. And they haven't clicked yet. They haven't found what they're really, really good at. And I'll tell you this, it's later in the fourth quarter, later in the game, obviously. They need to start airing this thing out. We got to get back in this football game because I don't know if y'all realize this, but we're down by a lot.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the fourth quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
And the ball hits at the 3 and gets into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this offense is so dangerous, David, because they can score in a hurry because of how efficient they are throwing the football.
And welcome to modern college football. That's what it is. Spread you out, find my playmakers, make quick decisions, and really put defenses in a difficult situation.
Man, this sophomore quarterback unleashed a cannon on that one. And they'll line up from the 31 on first down. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Wants to go up top on first down. The throw to the outside is complete. And he'll be run out of bounds, and these guys are piling up some serious yardage totals.
That looks like a real simple play by the wide receiver, but give him a ton of... Was an excellent route. He never telegraphed that he was breaking to the outside. Kept his eyes downfield, so when he cuts, he's able to get maximum separation from the defender, and that's why that play is successful.
It's a draw. Got the first down, looking for more. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Well, this offense is going to try and grind their way to a win now, and they're going to start force-feeding this guy the football, too. He's made a few plays earlier in this game, but now in the fourth quarter, it's about force-feeding him, getting some push up front, and just icing this thing.
And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
So now it's second and long. Wants to go up top. It's complete on the right side. Inside the 20-yard line. Pushed out at the 18, and they're in business. And it seems to be a lot easier for the quarterback to find this guy than it is for the defense.
Yeah, and I think this is a guy, Reese, that you can split him out. You can feel comfortable getting the football as many ways as possible because he is one of those matchup problems. Linebackers aren't going to be able to run with him, so try to find ways to maximize that little guy's speed and athletic ability.
He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. LSU quick to the line. They'll go to work at to make a better throw there. Incomplete. The Tigers come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. Wants to throw on 3rd. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down.
QBs and receivers on 3rd down, everything has to happen just a split second sooner. You're expecting pressure, the quarterback gets hit, just not on the same page with his target.
They already have a comfortable lead up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Might be calling a hot route. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Converts on 4th down, still going. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's 1st and goal from the 7th. No hesitation, no trying to baby the ball in there. He just fired it complete.
4th down, no problem. I'm just going to rip this to my wide receiver. He believed in himself. He knew he could get it, and they get the 4th down conversion.
He's looking to pass. Big fella moving. And hit elevates over his man.
And honestly, it's been about complementary football in this game, right? We've seen this offense go up and down the field. They've been lighting up the scoreboard, but the defense has done a great job, too, getting off the field and putting their offense in really good position in this game. The head coach has got to love what he's seen on both sides of the ball today.
And a few anxious moments, but the hands team is able to fall on it.
Well, here in the 4th quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered.
Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49.
It's pretty obvious. This defense came into this one knowing they were going to have to play a complete game until there were zeros on the clock, especially against this quarterback. You cannot take your foot off the gas, and that's exactly what they're doing here. Late in the 4th quarter, they're still bringing it, and they get another sack.
And I'm just not sure where to put the blame. And I know they're going to lose this football game. They've struggled, and he's been sacked. I know he's turned it over and thrown an interception, but they haven't been in sync, and nobody's played really great, and they've got to find an identity on this offense moving forward.
Fires to the tight end. Tackled right at the 43-yard line, and this D didn't let him sniff that 1st down marker. The Tar Heels send out the punt unit, and these guys have been busy. 6th punt of the day. And no shot at a return here as the punt flies out of bounds. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
There he goes. Run him up for the 1st down. A really productive run gets it up to the 31-yard line before he goes out of bounds.
And I think as a running back, if you're this guy, you're licking your chops right now. This is what you want, right? You've got a big lead in the 4th quarter, and you're smiling because you know you are going to get the rock. They're going to force feed you the football to try and ice this game. He's paying him off right now. That's a really nice run.
Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Might be changing the route. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. The sure hands, it's Cobb. All the way out to the 43-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds, and this offense is on the move. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. LSU with the 1st and 10 here. To the air on 1st down. Snagged in the middle. It's Powell. Stopped at the 47-yard line. A 10-yard gain, and they'll move the markers.
Well, you've seen the last 2 plays now. This guy's versatility, and you've seen why he might be playing on Sundays in the not-too-distant future. This guy can catch the ball. He's a big part of their passing game, and he's a weapon and a guy that this defense has got to be ready for.
Got it set up on the outside. They got him now. He almost picked up that 1st down on the screen.
I'll tell you what, if you want to be overzealous and you want to be a blitzer all the time, I like running the screen right behind him. Did a great job throwing the screen. Almost broke this one for a long game, but it just keeps the defense a little bit more honest if you want to start bringing a lot of pressure.
And the defense able to drag him down, but not before. They'll recycle that down marker. They'll snap this one from the 32. It's 1st down. Looking downfield on 1st down. Makes the grab. It's Hill. Man, this sophomore quarterback unleashed a cannon on that one.
Well, it's a nice job by the tight end there. He's fights his way through all the traffic in the middle of the field, running that drag route, making it an easy completion for the quarterback.
From the red zone, looking for a man. Finds his big tight end. He'll be run out of bounds at the 13.
And this defense continuing to struggle with the passing game. Listen, these offenses are so sophisticated nowadays. They're hard to stop, man. And it's a new one every single week. And I say this game, this defense underperformed. They're better than what they've shown. They've gotten torched today. And this is
and we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
Well, what I love about this team early this year is it looks like they can fight through adversity. They started the year 2-0. This game looked like it was in the balance here in the 4th quarter. But after watching them answer with that last touchdown drive, that shows me they've got the mental toughness to potentially make a run this year.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. From inside his own 15, let's see how far he can get. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. This one has pretty much been a bludgeoning, but they'll try to finish with something positive late.
Well, they ran into a buzzsaw today, and I don't think it would matter what type of X's and O's they're out there executing, David. Jimmy's and the Joes, they're just not as good as the opponent today.
And as an athlete, it sometimes hits you in the face and it stinks, but you're not good enough. And today they were not good enough. And I'm going to do the best I can to try to flush this down the toilet, not remember it, forget it, move on for the next game. Maybe something right here I can create positive that carries over to practice and maybe next week.
4 wide out set, 2 on either side on 2nd and 10. Here we go. Defense a little too jumpy there, and they got into the neutral zone too soon.
Encroachment, defense.
Contact in the neutral zone leads to that penalty. Good news for the offense. Defense really hurt itself with that penalty. Now it's 2nd and 5. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. Pass the sticks, and he may get more. He'll be knocked out of bounds after picking up a few.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
They've got a 1st and 10 at the 34. He'll pull it on the read. They'll get the 1st down. It's spotted on the 49.
The defense has got to do a better job with assignment football. Somebody has to be accounting for the quarterback on these run plays. You know you're going to see it. You've seen it on film. The option play, nobody home. He just takes off. That's an easy 1st down pickup for the
interception, and things are going from bad to worse. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
And that's kind of what this offense has done all day. They have struggled. They haven't gotten a rhythm. They haven't found a way to get points on the scoreboard. And late in this game, when your defense and your team really needed it the most, Palmer, they throw the INT.
And it's a microcosm, too, of just how dominant the defense has been. They've always been a step ahead. They've been the more physical side, and they've been making plays on the back end. That interception should seal this thing.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. He might want another play. They'll run the toss. Slithers into space. Turning it on. A huge chunk play as he gets it all the way down to the 11.
Oh, what are we doing?
And obviously this offense has had their way getting the huge lead. And now, when you know it's a running situation later in the ball games, you're still getting pounded. This defense has to step up at some point and be a lot more physical.
D coordinators down the road that have to play this offense, man, they're going to have nightmares because this unit has so much speed and so much skill. At running back, receiver, tight end, the quarterback making good decisions, it is so tough trying to stop them and prevent explosive plays.
They'll send out the kicker here. He'll boot it from the left side, and from this distance, that angle ought to be fairly easy. Smashes it between the uprights. Well, that's just piling on. Not the penalty kind, just the mean kind.
And they just tack on more points to this big lead. Listen, fourth quarter is sitting extremely pretty. All we got to do, not give up big plays, make them earn everything they get the rest this way, and we looking pretty good.
North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. This thing got out of hand on them, but they'll try to finish with some pride here.
And this one was a beatdown, and there's nothing you can do about it because this one's over. Jesse, now we got to start progressing for next week for the rest of this season so we don't let one bad game turn into two.
Yeah, there are very few teams out there that won't watch game film, but they may want to skip this one. I mean, because it may hurt their confidence. They just need to turn the page and get ready for the next opponent and forget this day ever happened.
And the Tar Heels have their whole playbook. A shot toward the end zone. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical.
And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line. Timeout is called by the defense, and 12 seconds remain in the football game. The Tar Heels will come to the line to convert on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And he just threw it away on fourth down, and they'll turn it over. A deep interception would have been better than that.
And these aren't easy situations for these offenses, man. Like, it's a known passing situation. The defense is playing coverage. Nowhere to go with the football, forces the incompletion, and this one is all but over.
This drive will get started from the 37-yard line. From the gun, the running back looking for room. Major gaps in that defense, and he got loose, and they finally knock him down at the 41. They'll get the timeout with 5 seconds remaining to play. And here we go. Final play of the game right here. Looking to throw on first down. Caught in the backfield. It's Cobb. Timeout is called with just a single second left. And the Tigers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. To the air on second down. Final shot falls to the turf, and that'll be the ball game. This is what you're looking for when you have the better team. Go out and show it. Don't fool around.